We're getting personal with our guests today. They're sharing their secrets to success and how being true to themselves helped them persevere and reach their goals. Self-made mogul Bethenny Frankel is here sharing her tried and true advice from her newest book, Business is Personal, the truth about what it takes to be successful while staying true to yourself. I think, Bethenny, for me, I remember the headlines with the Skinnygirl deal. And I'm like, how did she do that? Wait a minute. And the numbers were staggering. It started, I think, for many people, there you are there, really understanding and recognizing what a business mogul that you were and are. Take me to that deal, because it was, people doubted it. There were people who said those were not real numbers.
Right. Well, that deal was really interesting because this is important for you to know in business about when to push it, when to hold them, and when to fold them. I was approached for my brand to be purchased, and I had never made $1 off of the brand yet. You kept putting money back into the business, and I wasn't in a position to turn it down. I was worried I'll be copied, which I was. I'll be sued, which I wasn't. But I wouldn't have been able to afford the water coming on, and it was a little bit of, not fear, but you have to make calculated risks, take calculated risks. So I didn't do the deal for the money. I did the deal for the street cred and to be taken seriously. And I did the deal because I kept all the intellectual property of Skinnygirl. So I owned Skinnygirl except in cocktails, which had never happened before, that a big company would buy you.
What was the deal for? What was the deal about?
The deal was to purchase the Skinnygirl cocktails. They wanted the whole brand. And I said, no, you don't need it in jeans and shapewear and salad dressings and popcorn. Yes, I do. And I said, we have to be good partners, and I won't jeopardize the brand that you own, and you won't jeopardize the brand that I own. So I own most of Skinnygirl still, even after I was paid a handsome sum to sell it.
What were you paid to sell it?
I never discussed the numbers. I had a partner, and we signed an NDA, but it was a very
because
large
there are numbers
sum of
in
money.
the press, and I don't know which ones are real or not.
There are numbers in the press. It was a large sum of money, and
give me a ballpark figure.
Well, it was an initial large sum of money, and then there were earnouts, which I hit most of them. So many of these deals that you hear about, a big number, it starts out and you get paid X, but then they say to you, you have to earn out, meaning if you hit this number every year. So I hit a lot of numbers. At 1 year, I had a several $million-dollar kicker, they called it. It was like a several $million-dollar, multi-million-dollar bonus. And then, if you really want to know the truth, later they said, well, we're going to launch other categories and we want you to promote them. And I said, well, you'll have to pay me. And they said, well, you already sold us the brand. I said, but I didn't say that I would promote these other categories.
Okay.
So I double dipped and got paid again. And then they wanted me to be a spokesperson. So I was a spokesperson for 10 years for millions of dollars. So I triple dipped. So it's not, so the lesson is, don't always worry about the first number. There are other things. Maybe you're signing a deal, but you want exclusivity in other areas. You want things you're able to do. Don't always think about the money. Think about the whole deal and the concepts, and be creative, because later on, you might be able to double and triple dip because you thought of everything that could happen and played chess, not checkers.
Oh. Where do you recommend people get this business knowledge from, though? I mean, do you say go on an online course, or do you ask around? Where do you acquire the knowledge?
So it's case law. So you know how laws get determined and cases get resolved? It's based on previous cases. So in your life, get on the road. Don't go spending crazy money. Don't go taking out loans, but get in the car and be going somewhere and do the best at what you're doing. It literally doesn't matter what the job is, what you're doing, you will learn and you be the best. And then you layer that and you then do the next thing the best. Now you've done two things well. And my whole entire career is just a series of things that I've done well and many mistakes that I've learned from. The mistakes are as important as the successes, I promise you. You have to layer this whole career and it becomes a well-rounded lifetime of experience. That's how.
Is there a mistake that keeps you up? I mean, like, that you reflect on occasionally and say, I learned from it, but man.
I do make pretty good moves, and if they don't work out, I'm very in the moment and saying, this really wasn't supposed to happen, and some other door will open. But you need to listen to your gut about what you shouldn't be doing, and it shouldn't always be about money, as I was saying. Sometimes you feel you need to leave something because something's going to happen, and you need to trust those instincts, because even if you'll make it happen. Like
Yeah.
I walked away from millions of dollars on reality television, and my business managers thought I was crazy because it was just a couple of months of work. But I knew something was coming, and I'll be able to announce something soon that is coming, but many things are coming. And I was able to be a better parent and be better at philanthropy.
Is that why you walked away? Because I wondered about the philanthropy aspect of it. I saw that you'd walked away, and then the last time you were on the show, we were talking about your initiative, Be Strong, which partners with the Global Empowerment Mission, and I think you raised somewhere around 25 million.
125.
125
When I was here
million.
last, it was 25, yeah.
25. So, and we saw the help that you've done, including in Ukraine. So where are you now with how much you've raised?
It's in excess of $125 million effort for taking out refugees, relocating them, extracting orphans, warehouses filled with aid that other orgs can come to visit. So I just meant about leaving that experience, that show. I didn't want to be there, and many of us have had to do jobs that we don't want to do, and I've done them my whole life. But if you have another option, or you can have a side hustle, or you can find a way to get out of something that's making you not feel good, and you notice in different ways, people say you seem lighter, it's in your body, the things that you don't feel good about.
No, I think you have to, when I walk in around, I don't like clutter in any type, including personal clutter. And if things are cleared out, I think more clearly. And when I left my prior job, I was able to create this show because I released that clutter.
That energy, too,
I released that energy, and then as soon as I released that energy, I started scripting this dream show and sold this show. But you have to remove that stuff from you.